Hi Gemini, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. So I'm going to pull you an additional guidance card and then I'll shuffle the rest of the deck. So one card for Gemini, and I'm sort of laughing. You got the fork in the road card, which is so much representative of Gemini's energy. It's very much like the Lover's card or the Two of Wands. So some of you might feel that you're at this sort of decision, this very pivotal point in your life. These forks in the road are incredibly transformative when they happen. It's sometimes a head and a heart decision. But we'll find out what this fork in the road is about for Gemini. So give me 1 minute. So I split the cards, do one more shuffle. One more split. So what's this fork in the road for Gemini, please? The Ten of Swords behind you, which is the completion of a cycle. Don't worry about the Ten of Swords. I don't tend to read it. All the tens represent some sort of ending. And because it's a swords card, look at the card that comes before, always, to understand a tarot card. The card before is living in a state of anxiety. And we live in a state of anxiety when we are holding something back. We're not being authentic, we're not being genuine. So the Ten of Swords to me tends to be a very, very positive card because it's what leads to new beginnings. The gift is the Ten of Pentacles, so you've got another 10. The challenge, oh my gosh, the fork in the road. Sorry guys, I'm sort of laughing with you. Oh gosh. Anyhow, how's other people showing up for you? The Emperor. Okay, so there might be a little bit of people in your life. I find the Emperor can be quite a controlled energy, quite a restrictive energy. Can be the card of Aries, or it can be you're at a fork in the road because of the Emperor's energy. I'll find out in a minute. So what's underneath the Ten of Pentacles? The Six of Cups. Very, very beautiful cards. The outcome is the Knight of Cups. So yeah, already I think the fork in the road is around this Emperor. The Emperor is the card of I am and I will. When it's other people's energy, this is going to be showing up in a couple of alternative ways. And sometimes some people, maybe you have an Aries, maybe you have people in your life that's helping you find direction. If not, how this is showing up, there might be relationships dynamics in your life, and one of the people can be quite restricted with the Emperor. It's pretty much the same as the Four of Pentacles, in that it's a card of someone holding their energy back. And maybe that's what the fork in the road is about, because you personally have reached to completions. Give me a minute. What's this Emperor doing here? What's he saying? Give me one card to explain the Emperor. Eight of Swords. So there's people in your life, Gemini, who are holding back their energy from you. And I think this is what the Two of Wands is about. This sense of maybe you're already feeling this person, and there's a knowing that there's a restrictive vibration coming from them. So the challenge is a fork in the road. For some of you, this is around relationships. For others of you, this can be about anything. Life path, location, soul's journey, anything. For some of you, it's definitely relationship focused. So behind you is this Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords tends to represent a decision that's been made. So a decision that's been made that's quite absolute. Like, for example, I'm changing job. I don't even care about the consequences. I'm going. That sort of is what leads to the Fool, which leads to these brand new beginnings. So in that sense, the Ten of Swords is a card that I tend to actually quite like, because you've moved out of fear. I don't think the people in your life have that, but you have. So the gift is a Ten of Pentacles, great financial card. This can be about a job, it can be about personal inheritance, wealth, something's coming full fruition. And because it's the Pentacles, it tends to be about the practical parts of our life. The chest is wide open, which means there's a flow. And that flow is the key to prosperity. Unless someone's abusing you, Gemini, and that's a different story. But this state of openness it's basically the nectar of life. And it's your gift. And it's right under the Six of Cups, which is another card of joy, hitting the sweet spot. So both very, very joyful, very open-hearted, and extremely what I call the sweet spot cards. So absolutely gorgeous. I'm not sure where it's all coming from. For some of you it's emotional. For some of you it's more practical and financial because of the Knight of Pentacles. The challenge is the fork in the road. But look at the outcome. This Knight of Cups. The knight is on a horseback. In medieval times, that's what took us from one place to another. And this knight is bearing his cup. So whoever this energy is showing up for you, it looks like they're going to break through the sense of restriction. So who's the Knight of Cups, please? Tell me one card that the Knight of Cups is about. It tends to be news coming your way that tends to be more emotional in nature. But sometimes the Knight of Cups can bring great news regarding work, regarding a home. It's this good news that makes you feel really happy. What's this Knight of Cups about, please? Okay, this card keeps showing up, the Ace of Pentacles, which is news about a brand new start. The Ace and the 10 in the same reading are obviously very, very auspicious, especially regarding the earth element. But there's an awful lot of good emotional cards. Apart from other people's energy is hugely restrictive. Because it's the 8, I find the 8 of Swords tends to represent people who feel they cannot move forward because of present circumstances in their life. Just about all the time. Yeah, so classic example of the 8 of Swords would be I can't, because for some people it's already having a commitment. It's all these reasons why I cannot open up. I cannot go with this flow. But you've got an awful lot of cards about you going with the flow. It's always the answer, Gemini. If you're facing restrictive energy, is to go within and find that where's the joy? Where's things moving? What can I do to take things forward in my own life direction? It's always the same energy. We look within and we release that energy from within, which then the outside automatically begins to change. So this Knight of Cups is bringing the Ace of Pentacles and the Victory card. So there's some huge success here. This is a card of velour. It's victory, triumph after being in the 5 of Wands, okay? So you're broken through, 2 of Sixes, you're the winner. I think for some of you this is particularly around finances, but for some of you this Knight of Cups might be an emotional issue, which means the breakthrough is coming through other people overcoming their sense of I cannot because. And a lot of people say the Eight of Swords is an illusion. I don't tend to read it as an illusion because we always very often have reasons why we cannot go forward and express ourselves, express our interest, express our love. So I don't always see it as an illusion card. And in my, sometimes it can be a feeling of being a little bit trapped by present circumstances. For some of you, the breakthrough is coming through other people. For others of you, it's coming through some really good news that's coming your way. And I would say it's probably going to be about work and finances. So, very, very interesting reading here. I love it actually. Can you tell, what's the fork in the road about for Gemini? One card. The Queen of Cups. So I think for some of you, this is definitely a person. Or even going forward to express yourself a little bit. For others of you, it's definitely financial, because that's the gift and the outcome is the ace. So something very, very good is completing itself, so something new can begin. Very exciting reading, Gemini. And I always thought that your September reading really was pretty very breakthrough, very outstanding. So hopefully this is the energy coming through. Lots of love, Gemini. I'll speak to you next week. Bye.